Welcome, everyone. My name is Samantha Beacott, and I have the honor of serving as the STF president. I'm joining you today from the lands of the Cree, Dakota, Nakota, Saulteaux within Treaty 6 territory and on the homeland of the Métis. I'm also here representing teachers from across Treaties 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 10 territories. We're here today to call on teachers, parents, students, community members, business leaders to speak directly to the Saskatchewan Party and NDP MLAs about education funding. The provincial budget was recently released, and despite claims of a strong Saskatchewan economy, this budget does not show a meaningful commitment to public education. This budget actually slows progress on restoring per-student funding instead of building on recent gains that we've had in previous years. And the numbers matter. Education funding is increasing by 2.57%. And yet after inflation and expected enrollment and growth, that equals to an inflation-adjusted decrease of $33 per student compared to last year. Education works only when funding keeps pace with real classroom needs. And the effects of chronic underfunding can be seen in schools across all areas of our province, whether that is larger class sizes, more multi-graded or multi-curricular classes, fewer supports available for students like SLPs, OTs, mental health counselors, or cuts, or either reductions or total elimination to the important programs and specialized services that are offered in schools. This budget is a missed opportunity, especially in Saskatchewan, a province that we hear our premier regularly say has the strongest economy all across our country. Through Tell Them Tuesday, we're asking MLAs to do three things: acknowledge that public education is a priority for their constituents, explain how these funding decisions will affect schools and students locally, and outline what actions they will need to take within their caucus to advocate for students, families, and communities. And we've made it easy for folks to participate. A template email is available through Tell Them Tuesday, and people can either send it as is, or they can personalize it with their own experiences or messages. History has shown that governments invest in education only when there's a strong public pressure. And we saw that over the last round of our provincial collective bargaining and through the provincial election. But students' needs don't come and go in election cycles. And that's why Tell Them Tuesday exists and why every voice matters every day of the year. Students deserve funding that not only keeps pace with inflation and enrollment and students' needs, but also provides positive steps forward to restore the baseline per student funding that was provided when Saskatchewan was first in the country. We encourage everyone who believes in public education to email their MLA and speak up. Underfunding public schools puts it all at risk, and we can't afford to put our kids' future in jeopardy. It is time to invest because we know education works. So thank you for joining us. I'm happy to take questions. If you would like to raise your hand, you can unmute yourself. Keenan.
Oh, 1 second. I raised my hand before I was completely ready here. This is coming from my folks in Regina. I'm just wondering on your views of apparent changes to the Regina Public School, their band programming, sort of lesser of a focus on band. And I know this is probably happening in many other places as well in the province, and kind of speaks to what you're talking about today.
You're exactly correct. I think divisions are really placed in a difficult position and unfortunately are having to make hard decisions about what programs and services can be provided within their division. Here at the Federation, and teachers across the province understand and see the value of a well-rounded education, and that includes arts and music education. As a parent, and I know other parents as well, know that they want what's best for their student, and music education really aids in the development of children's brains. And so having a well-funded program of studies for students right from an early age all through their high school is critical. But because of decisions by our provincial government through their annual budgets, divisions have had to make difficult decisions, and we're seeing that play out, not just in Regina, but in many areas of the province. And so that's one example of how we're seeing this chronic underfunding impact students and students' ability to have a positive experience in their education.
Thank you.
Thanks. Eric? Well, it seems like there might be an issue with Eric's mic, but if you want to try again, I'll go to John. If not, you can also enter your question into the chat and I can respond to it from there. John?
Yes, good morning. I'm
Hi.
just curious, what's the student ratio for specialist teachers, or like what do you call this, resource teachers who are more focused about psychology and psychiatry?
That's a good question. I don't have the specific data available for this school year, but we have been tracking the trends of it. And all of those specialized positions, whether it's educational psychologists, speech language pathologists, occupational therapists, those rates have been, or the access to those folks have been declining over the last 10 to 12 years. So I can get you specific data, or we can have our comms team connect with you in terms of the specific data in regards to the number of supports that are available and the trends of those. But I know for sure they have all been declining, which leads to students having less access. Over the last few years, we've also been talking about the increased wait times for students to be able to access those supports. So not only are we seeing a kind of increase in terms of the ratio of number of students to each of the professionals, or a decline in the actual numbers of those professionals available within schools, but we also know that students' needs are becoming more complex, and there is a higher demand for those professionals within our school systems as well.
And what my final question is, I'm gonna go off topic for a bit. I think there will be a discussion at the legislature today about the social media ban for students and kids under 16. I just want to get the STF's opinion about this.
Well, there are many studies that show the impacts of social media on young people, and we've also been talking about the crisis of the mental health crisis that we're seeing among youth in Saskatchewan. We haven't been consulted in terms of any of those discussions, but we're happy to work collaboratively with government to ensure that students' needs are getting met, and that they are well supported in their schools and classrooms, and of course in their communities.
Thank you.
Thanks. So I did see a note pop up in the chat. So thank you, Eric. Just wondering if there were specific areas in the education sector that are more underfunded than others. So when we talk about public education funding, we're talking about the operating funding from a kind of global provincial level. We know that each division is going to receive their own allocations of that provincial education budget. And there are some variations in the amounts that divisions are getting. When we talk about the increase of 2.57% over last year's budget, there are some divisions that might be slightly over that, and some divisions that maybe even significantly below that. But what we know across the board is that even if they're slightly above, it's likely because they may be projecting a higher enrollment increase than what other areas are. but even still, that 2.57%, government is predicting inflation to be 2.3%, which many would argue is on the low end. We likely are going to still experience cuts in programs in all areas of the province. But divisions will have the responsibility of determining where that allocation of their budget, where they're going to cut from resources. So in some areas, it might show up as larger class sizes. In some areas, it might be reduced supports available or reduced programming available for students. Okay. Well, thank you everyone for joining us today. Again, I would just encourage folks in Saskatchewan. I know we all care about public education, whether you're out there as a teacher, you're out there as a parent, or even concerned community members and business leaders. We all know that in order to protect Saskatchewan's future, we need to be investing in the youth in our province and ensuring that they have a well-rounded, well-supported public education, because investing in public education works to ensure the success of Saskatchewan into the future. So thank you all for joining us today. I encourage everyone to check out tellthemtuesday.com and send your letters to your MLAs, urging them to make public education a priority through their decision-making in provincial funding. Thank you.